What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I hope that you all are doing well. In today's video we are reviewing Twistedlies by Huang. If you have never seen my face before, hi, my name is Monkey. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button to join the family and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload. And without any further ado, we are going to hop right into it. So first of all, I just want to say this is the last book of the Twisted series, and a part of me is glad that we got through them, but also I'm sad that we have come to the end of the journey. This series is one of those where every book written is better than the last, and the last one was already the very first one is already very good, you know. I read Twistedlies and I was like, oh my goodness, this book is incredible. And each book after that just kept being just as good. Of course, there are different elements that I maybe did not appreciate as much as I appreciated with another book. But if I'm being absolutely honest, her writing just keeps getting better and better. And Twistedlies was already top tier. I was just like, there's no way she can write better than this. There's no way anyone can write better than this. And she did every single time. I am so impressed and so proud of Miss Huang. I don't know her, never met her before, but I love her work and I'll forever sing her praises because the girl knows what she's doing. The woman knows what she's doing. Okay, so this book took me some time to finish than the others. The others do not take me as long as this one, and I just want to check. I keep forgetting to check before I start the video when I read the book. Just give me a moment. So this book took me more than 5 weeks to finish. I started it on the 2nd of October and finished it on the 11th of November. So that took me a long time. But also I did take, I want to say, about a week off of reading. Multiple times I'd take like multiple days off from reading this book. So I'm not surprised that it took me that long, because sometimes I'd go like an entire week without opening it. Sometimes I'd read for like 2 days and then not read for like 4 days or something. So I kind of understood. I kind of understand why I did not finish it that quickly. In any case, the book was good. The book was great, and I'm sad that we are saying goodbye to the Twisted series for now. But I have been reading other books. This was actually book 10. So I had a goal to read 12 books for this year, and this was book 10. I already finished book 11 and I'm currently reading book 12 with me right now. I have it here. After reading this and reading Nicola Yoon, they set the standard so high for books that I don't know, unless I pick up a Jodi Picoult book, I don't know who else is going to live up to their incredible writing. But anyway, we are going to get into today's video. I'm not gonna delay it any further. Okay, so right off the bat, I just want to say, I feel like of all the girls in the Twisted series, I resonate more with this girl. I feel like a lot of us will resonate with her to some degree. At some level, we're going to resonate with her. I cried reading this book, actually, multiple times, because I saw a little bit of me in this girl, and I was like, oh my goodness, in another world, it could have been as bad as this. In another world, I could have been as bad as that, you know? And of course, in some cases, I'm like, oh goodness, at least with her, it's a little less than what I had. What is this? Oh my God, there's lint on my headband. Okay. All right. So the main characters, my favorite girl. I love all the girls. I'm not going to lie. I love all the girls. And I truly appreciated Bridget. Kind of like seeing, to me, it felt like Bridget was like reading behind the scenes of like royal family, because of course she was a princess. But if I'm being absolutely honest, this girl takes the cup for me. I love all of them, but this one takes the cup for me. Her name is Stella Alonso. Okay, she is a pretty sweet girl who is an influencer. However, she is riddled with anxiety and insecurities and other things that happen and issues that we don't know about until much later in the book, right? And the male lead character, his name is Christian Harper. How could I forget Christian Harper? Christian Harper, arguably also my favorite man. I don't know. I think this book was just my favorite out of the entire series. I want to say I loved the entire series, but this one did things for me. Christian Harper is a dream. Okay, all these guys are great men. However, this one over here, nah, I like this one. I like this one more than I like the others. I didn't think I'd be able to pick because I really liked all of them, but I think this one will have to take the cup for me. After thinking about it for a while, I've been thinking about it this entire week, and I was like, you know what? Let's be honest though, Christian Harper did things for us that the others did not. Not that they're not great, like I said, but anyway, Christian Harper is dangerous. He is brilliant. He is successful, and he is just Mr. McDreamy. Okay. Something that is true for at least 3 of the guys in this series is that they're morally gray, and I like how he does it. He's a little bit understated, whereas I felt like with the first 2, I was like, you've seen a lot, hey? Not that Christian Harper has not seen a lot, but it felt a little muted for me because he runs a, just maybe it's because he runs a security company and runs in circles with legitimate people, so it felt less jarring. I don't know. I really don't know. I really couldn't tell you what it is about him, but his story was not quite as jarring. Still morally gray, but I felt like Alex was like on the extreme side, especially with the things that he did at his uncle's house. I was just like, I'd be scared of you if I knew all of this. I'd be very scared of you. But with Harper, I feel like if I heard the things that he did, some of the things that happened in here, I'd be like, ooh, okay, like I could get over it. I could work through that in a while. Their dynamic is that in the beginning, actually, the 2 of them meet in book 3. And he is their landlord and strikes a deal with them, and it works out. And this girl waters her plant. This girl is actually doing something for him in his apartment, I think a couple of times a week or once a week. I can't remember. But she's basically working for him. And that's their deal, right? However, she does run into some problems. So she does run into some problems, and this guy's there to help out. And one of the things is that she needs a fake boyfriend. Because of something that she wants to do. She really, really needs somebody to be her boyfriend because she doesn't have a boyfriend and hasn't had a boyfriend in a while. And he agrees, but he also has his own stipulations. He also has his own things like, okay, yeah, I'll be your boyfriend. However, I want you to do X, Y, and Z. And they have a whole contract thing going on. And first of all, I'm like, I don't know if I trust the man who makes me sign a contract unless I'm the one who brings it up first. I don't know how much I could trust him, especially knowing how rich he is. And, in comparison to Stella, he's huge, but yeah. And he barely has an online presence. I'm sorry, I don't trust a man who doesn't have an online presence. As soon as I meet a man who doesn't have an online presence, I'm like, what are you hiding? Are you hiding something? And I feel like with someone like Christian, it's even worse because You're already somebody who's popular. You're already somebody who is well known. You're already somebody who's done very great things in your field. How is it that you do not have an online presence? How? Just how? You know, I would have been very wary of signing that contract. I still would have done it, but I would have been wary. Another problem, of course, that occurs is that this girl is having a safety issue, and the guy again comes to her rescue and brings her in and makes sure that she is safe, which, thank goodness, I would only hope and pray that I'd have somebody who would protect me the way that this man protects Stella. He just rises to the occasion, and it's incredible to see. It's lovely. He has absolutely no obligation towards this girl, but he does it anyway, protects her anyway, and that to me was like very impressive. I was like, goodness gracious, so cool that anyone would do that without expecting anything in return. Of course, he still was interested in her, but I was like, that's wonderful, because you're not expecting her to do anything in return. I loved it. So their conflict, right? There's the conflict. So like I said, this girl struggles with a safety issue, and this guy helps her out. So she's living with a stalker. Not living with a stalker as in like living in the same house as a stalker, but she's got a stalker. And the stalker breaks into her apartment, does crazy things like leave letters in her purse while she's in public. It is a whole nightmare. I would be so dang anxious if I was in that situation. I wouldn't know what to do. I really, really, really wouldn't know what to do. I'd just be like, I'm leaving the country. I'd want to leave the country. I'd want to leave, I don't know, the continent. I would have been like, I'm moving to the other side of the world. I'm moving to the south somewhere, because ain't nowhere. I'd be so dang scared. I would be so dang scared in her position. But she doesn't. She's more resilient and strong. She's resilient, she's strong, and I like that. And Harper's there to help her out. Harper's there to protect her, and it is going absolutely well. However, this contract of theirs, this thing that they're doing, the fake dating, and him helping her out and all of that, it becomes very personal very quickly. They know too much about one another, especially the guy. The guy knows so much about the girl, it scares me. I'm like, if anybody knew me this much and I knew as little as Stella did about Christian, I would be devastated, because how is it that you know that much about me? And of course, this becomes a huge deal when Stella finds out how much Harper knows her. I don't know why I keep calling him Harper. Harper is a surname, Christian. Of course, she's shocked when she realizes just how much this guy knows about her, and just how long he has known about her even before they officially met. Right? It is a scary, scary thing for me. I wouldn't know what to do, and she feels absolutely betrayed, which valid, because how is it that I've been living with you for so long and I didn't know that you've known me that long? I thought the first time we met was when I met you, and the first time you seen me was not then, and you never disclosed this before. I was so broken on her behalf. I was like, man. And this betrayal is coming right after a very, 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 very intimate and very pivotal time in their relationship that was just magical. I thought the trip was just the bestest ever, and coming back from that and experiencing the betrayal that she experienced, man, I would feel so betrayed. I'd be like, my goodness gracious, you've been lying to me this whole time. Our entire trip was a lie. Our entire relationship has been a lie. And I can't believe I let you play me. It was a lot. It was a lot for me. I even told my mom, I was like, you'll never guess what happened here. And she listened and she goes, the woman does not like reading. So me telling her about the book, she's just looking at me like, I wish you had a sibling so you'd leave me alone about these things. She doesn't say it out loud, but half the time I'm looking at her and I can tell that she's like, yep, yeah, and that's on having one child. And that's on having one child. But anyway, yeah, that happens. It is a big deal. And she leaves the apartment, she leaves Christian's place and goes off to live with one of her friends. And yeah, it seems for a while like their relationship is over. And I'm gonna be honest. I didn't have much hope for them. Because I was like, no, the betrayal is big, hey? The betrayal is really, really big. I felt like with the others, the betrayal was big, but it was like, you could get through that. With them, the betrayal was so big. I'm like, go, or are you, you're gonna be okay? You're gonna go back to him? I don't know. Are you gonna go back to him? Because even I was unsure if I'd go back to this man, but she did. She did go back to him. They worked things out. They spoke about it. Things were resolved. And yeah, it was great. It was lovely. I was happy to see their story. I feel like their story was such a roller coaster ride for me. I was just like, my goodness gracious. I couldn't deal with this. I couldn't deal with this. It was so much. The reason I felt like I don't know if I would, if I were in her position, go back to this man is because their entire relationship is built on lies. Their entire twisted lies. Their entire relationship is built on twisted lies. And it's a lie. There's a lie that they're both in on together, and there's a lie that only he's telling. It's such telling, or yeah, I guess telling. It's such a wild roller coaster ride for me. I was just like, hey. I don't know what I'd do with myself if my life was this bad. And not that she was living a bad life, but if I was experiencing that many emotions at the same time, I don't know what I'd do to myself. I really do not know what I'd do to myself. Some of the themes that I came across. The first one is safety versus freedom. The girl was feeling a little safer, of course, when the guy moved her in. However, she really was not feeling free because it felt like the entire time she was thinking about the stalker who could come up out of nowhere, and it was a nightmare to me. And of course, there was also identity conflict where you are not who you're presenting yourself as online, which I want to say, of course, online, there's only so much of a person's life that you can see, right? Unless they're streaming 24/7, 365, there is only so much of a person's life that you know. Sometimes influencers will post like an hour-long video every week. That's an hour out of so many hours that exist in that 1 week. So you don't know everything that is happening. But I think with her, it just took it a step further, where who she was in real life was not really how she was presenting herself on social media. And it was very telling, and it made me feel very sad for her and anyone else who is in that position. Another theme was healing. Both of these characters have gone through things in their lives that have made life almost debilitatingly terrible. And both of them find healing in this book, and it is wonderful. And I love how we can tell, especially with the girl, from the onset, what she's going through and all the things that she does to try and help her feel better. And she reminded me so much of the people that I would come across on my FYP who instead of seeking help would turn to things like crystals and meditations and all these things. And I'm not saying those things did not work for those people, but I think the way that she was living her life kind of reminded me of those people who were just masking the problem. Like, instead of seeking professional help, especially because most of them had access to professional help, instead of seeking professional help, they turned solely to spiritual practices. And in the end, a lot of them either stopped and some went too far with them, especially the ones that I knew of. And I felt very bad for them because I was like, oh my goodness, this could have been resolved by just seeking help, seeking professional help. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have picked up on spiritual practices. I'm just saying that they shouldn't have turned only to those. Those shouldn't have been the thing that they think would have been the solution. It was a whole thing. And I kind of remembered how I also did the same thing when I was struggling within myself. I turned so heavily into just my spiritual practices, religion, and all that, and did not address the problem. I never addressed the issues, and as such, never really got to heal. And by the time that I turned to professional help, it was already so far gone that it was an entire nightmare to get back from it, that I'm still fighting. It's a battle that I'm still fighting. And I'm thinking, if I had from the onset sought professional help and not, excuse me, if I had from the onset sought professional help and not turned only to spiritual practices, I would have been in a better position right now. I would have been feeling better. I would have been doing better. But oh well. There's no use crying over spilled milk, right? So, but it's something that I learned, something that I saw, something that I hope other people do not fall into. And now, I know I talked about these people who picked up crystals and witchcraft and all these things. And I just want to say that even as a Christian, you should not be making everything so hyper spiritual that you are being blind to what is happening. Yes, do the spiritual practices, pray, read your word, engage in Bible study with other people, and meditate on the word and all these things. However, do not ever for a single second think that those are the only things that will help you. There's a reason that God created things and people in positions such as psychologists and all that. There's a reason that God made it so we have doctors and psychologists and psychiatrists and social workers and counselors and all these people. It's so that we could have access to these things. And yeah, if you're ever in a position where you feel like you're not okay within yourself, do not turn only to church, turn to psychology as well. Go to a psychologist, go see a psychiatrist, go see a counselor. Whatever you have access to, turn to that as well. There is nothing on this planet that will hinder you from... There's nothing that will help you on this planet that will hinder you from serving God or from worshiping God or from practicing your spiritual things, okay? You can go to a psychologist today and come back home and say, Lord, this is what the psychologist said. I don't know how I'm going to approach the situation. Give me clarity, right? Or before you go in, you tell the Lord, hey, Lord, so today at 2, I have a session with my psychologist and X, Y, and Z has been bothering me now and I talk to her about it. Please make it so that I get the most out of this session, you know? Use them in tandem. Don't isolate the two and try to use the one without the other one or the other without the other. It won't necessarily work out very well for you. So mix the two. Mix the two. Go see a psychologist, but also pray about these things. Don't just pray, because half the time we're praying from a place of frustration, from a place of fear, and we don't get clarity because you're not asking God. And more often than not, we don't realize that we could ask God for clarity as to what is happening so we can fix the problem. You're just wanting the problem to go away, and there are steps that you need to take for that problem to go away. It's like saying, oh Lord, here's a bottle of water. Get the water in my mouth. You need to take actions. You need to bring the bottle to your mouth and take a sip. Right? So yeah, I don't know when I turned this into a preaching session, but okay. Anyway, I'm gonna roll on. So another theme that I picked up on was devotion. This man was so purely devoted to this girl that it was beautiful to watch, Made me forget that he was morally gray for a while there. Because he was so devoted to her. And it was like, it was so steady. As much as their relationship started on lies, I felt like it was very steady. I felt like nothing was rushed and nothing was show offy. Basically, everything that he did was like very, I got you, felt like I got you. Didn't feel like, oh, we're doing this for show. Didn't feel like, oh, we're doing this so people will see me do this, or that we will impress people. It wasn't like that at all. And I truly appreciated that. I truly, truly appreciated that. Especially because this man is so moneyed. I see how a lot of the media that we consume these days, when the man is moneyed, he is throwing money at the girl so much that it almost feels performative sometimes. Like you have to look for the sincerity, because it does not come off as sincere from the beginning. Whereas with these two, it is sincere from the onset. And yes, he lied to her. Yes, he betrayed her trust, but still was very sincere. And even in betraying her trust, he was being very sincere about it. He just didn't want to hurt her. And I thought it was very beautiful. I thought it was very lovely. Their story really felt, I don't know. It felt perfect. The length of the book was absolutely perfect. The storyline was perfect. Everything was perfect. The progression of their relationship, perfect. It was a slow burn. Maybe I just like slow burns. And maybe I need to be honest with myself. Maybe I need to read another slow burn and compare it to a different romance book that is not a slow burn and see what I like. Maybe I appreciate slow burns, but this book was just absolutely incredible. And speaking of slow burns, let's head on to the tropes. So of course it is a slow burn and fake dating. And their dynamic is kind of like, I don't want to say grumpy versus sunshine per se. He was not 100% grumpy, but he was grumpy adjacent and morally gray, while she was this positive, sunshiny person who is trying to live her best life. I don't know if she was trying to distract herself from the situations that she was experiencing, but without knowing her background, she just seems like a normal girl who's doing normal girl things, and she's 100% that girl. She seems to me like the kind of person who would post, I don't know if you guys remember, a couple of years ago there was that trend where people were filming vlogs of them becoming that girl, and I feel like she's that girl. She would have been one of those people to post such content, and people would have eaten it up. Like myself, I was eating up that content back then. But yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. It was absolutely well written. Another trope that I really like, that I have not really seen as much, is, how can I put it? Like, this guy was obsessed with her, but it wasn't crazy obsession. It was very understated obsession. It was almost elegant. It's almost elegant how obsessed he was with her. It wasn't like, this man actually reminded me so much. The way that he acted, okay, all the others are good, but the way that this one acted for me felt so much like how the Bible describes a man who's the head of his family, right? And now, please don't misunderstand me and don't score. The man being the head of his family means that he's the source of everything. Like, he provides every single thing that they will need, right? And I think the way that Harper was going about their relationship with Stella was just beautiful. It was just beautiful. Made her feel safe, made her feel not even just made her feel safe, but was literally doing all that he could to keep her safe throughout the entire book. And it was just absolutely beautiful to see. And it was lovely. It was absolutely beautiful and so cool to see. Oh, loved it. I love this book. I'm getting cuteness aggression over a book. I cried reading this book because it was so dang beautiful. I really liked it. I really liked it. And the girl is so strong and so resilient, even when she's facing adversity, even when she's facing it head on. She's like, I'm gonna get it. So something happens where somebody gets to her and takes her away into an unwanted area, an unwanted place, and she fights back. And I truly enjoyed it. She's smart, she's intelligent, she's resilient. I loved it. I loved her character. And I'm hearing rumors. Now, I'm not sure because I do not see any official articles or anything. I just heard someone talk about it. I'm hearing rumors that this book series is being turned into, I don't know if it's going to be a series or if it's going to be a movie, or at least movie series. I don't know for sure what's happening there. I just heard rumors about it, and I am so excited to see Stella's story. Like all the others, absolutely beautiful. Twisted Games, don't mind if I do, okay? But I'm more excited for this one than all the others, and this is the last one, so obviously it's going to be like in the end. Goodness gracious, but it's going to be beautiful, and I'm excited. I would absolutely recommend this book to anyone who's been thinking about reading this. Again, I will say this, I feel like I've been saying it the entire time I've been reviewing the Twisted series. I would 100% recommend this series, and this book is my favorite. So I'd recommend that you guys start reading them right now so you can get to this one as soon as possible. So now we get to my favorite part of the video, where I talk about the core message, or at least a lesson that I learned from this book. And this week, I feel like this is my favorite one today. I feel like today is my favorite one. And it is that love isn't always loud and dramatic. Sometimes love is a quiet and calming presence, devotion, knowing that somebody is there, knowing you can rely on someone, knowing that you can let your guard down around them, allowing yourself to be vulnerable because you know you are safe with them and you know your emotions are safe with them. It is such an important thing. It was beautiful. I loved reading this book. It was my favorite book, and definitely a book that I would reread. Definitely a book that I would reread. I don't know if I would start from Twisted Love, but I'll definitely reread Twisted Lies at some point. I would absolutely do. It is a beautiful book. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button to join the family. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload. And follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Twitter at _Smangela_. Add me on Snapchat at Smangela_M. Make sure to follow my Goodreads Let's Be Friends at Smangela Madoba. All my links will be down in the description box below. And tell me which books you're reading. Tell me what you've read so far, if you're reading any books. Thank you all so much for tuning into today's video. I love you all so much, all the way to the moon, around the sun, and back again. Bye.